Hello and welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. We do not have Return of the Living Dead 3 this week. We had a problem with the microphone because we're cheap, and we lost half the episode. We did manage, however, to keep about a third of it, so we are going to put our overall impression of the movie at the beginning of this episode, which is Dead Silence. So we're going to be about a week ahead. We're doing everything we can to solve the problem, and in a couple of weeks, things should start to sound a lot clearer. I know some of you have probably noticed the popping and the hissing, and we're looking into it. We're doing our best to fix it and make it sound a little better because we figure you guys want a good product. But in the meantime, here's Dead Silence, right after we give you our impressions of Return of the Living Dead 3, so thanks everybody.
You sister fucker! We'll show you what do to perverts around here. We'll tie you to a tree and fuck you in the ass. Woo! We're reviewing Return of the Living Dead 3 today. Alright, Ben, what'd you give this one?
Slightly less than the second one. I thought I hated the second one until I watched the third one. I give it a 4. Again, I hate 90s horror. I hate it. It's just
You ever see Jacob's Ladder?
I haven't seen that yet.
It's good.
Good?
Mm.
What the hell's that have to
You
do
like
with
Tremors?
Oh
I do
my
like
god.
Tremors.
Alright, I'm talking 90s horror. I'm giving you
There's
90s
a
horror
You know
you
what
don't
it is?
like.
The acting's better.
How do you know? You've never seen them.
I've
Oh,
seen
Tremors.
Tremors.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's so good.
It's because fucking Burt Ward.
He's so fucking good. And Reba McEntire
Kevin
kicks
Bacon
some ass,
is
too.
not good in anything.
He's
Burt
great
Ward.
in that.
Burt
Kevin
Ward.
Bacon is right for that role.
There's some movies he's good in. He's in so
That's
many.
not true.
You can't say that he's bad in everything.
He's
There's so
bad.
many.
He's not that good.
Gentlemen, please.
He's
I'm
alright.
sorry.
I didn't like the zombie romance angle. What?
Yeah.
Why?
Come on.
It hasn't been done before, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think at that point it had.
It didn't work.
It was an awful attempt.
All the
I
acting.
didn't feel. Nobody. Did you feel for it?
I didn't like
Or
the
did
acting.
They didn't make a good argument for that. I didn't.
I
think
mean,
so.
I
I
don't like
thought
drama
he really
in my
did
horror
care
movie,
about her,
but-
even though it was like a stupid 17-year-old kind of caring, and I thought she was really like,
Hot.
why'd you do this? And she was hot.
Yeah.
I think it was okay, but go ahead, Ben.
The special effects, I thought, I didn't like the special effects in part 2. Obviously, the first one had the best. These things look more like mutants rather than
Yeah.
zombies.
Especially that one with the neck that was stuck
Yeah,
to
what
its...
happened to Tarman? Like, I just...
These effects were still better than 2.
They were. There was more money put into it.
No.
There's
Up
4
until the
million
end.
less.
The
4
whole
million
movie...
less.
The whole movie, I was wondering where the special... Like, there's only 2 or 3 zombies throughout the whole movie up until the last... 15, 20,
Then there were
10
zombies
minutes.
everywhere. It reminded
Then there
me
were
of
zombies
Cabin in the
everywhere.
Woods. It was just like chaos
that
in
was
this
the finale.
facility. It was like...
But I just thought there wasn't enough money put into this at all, and any part of it, the script was bad, everything. It just was not good. 4.
Okay, Cobra.
I'm going to give it a 6.
You would.
Yeah, the story was a little thin, but I think it rebounded a lot from the second one in the fact that it was a little more scary. It wasn't just straight comedy and like a PG-13 movie. We got boobs 16 minutes in. We got that out of the way. But all in all, I think it was just completely better. I think the music was better in this one than part 2 also.
Music was fun.
It's always fun.
Yeah. I actually like the music in all 3 of these. That's
And I
probably
don't
my
think
favorite
that
part of
I
them.
don't think that the makeup was as bad in this one as it was in 2. Like I said, comparably to 2, that's why I give this one a 6.
All right, Wes.
This is probably a 4 or 5, just like the second one, but
What is
it's
it?
also not, well, it's a 4 because it's not as good as the second one, in my opinion. It is, the problem with this one, I think, is the character motivations aren't there. Nothing really pays off for me. I don't feel any of it. I don't know why this Mexican gang gets so obsessed with killing these people. As was mentioned before, when they've got a man that they need to take to an emergency room, they're just more interested in chasing these people down. I don't know how the military got involved so early. I don't know why the kid is so obsessed with bringing his girlfriend back to life. I mean, I get the point, but it doesn't set itself up enough for me to believe in any of it. The effects were okay. The comedy wasn't there at all, unless you're looking at it from how kind of ridiculous it is. Overall, I just didn't really enjoy it at all. I think that there is some value in watching the second one with a kid, The first one is just like a great kind of cult classic. This one was just sort of a, I don't know, it just didn't do anything for me at all.
You said it better than I could have.
I'll try to counter-argue this a little bit. I didn't give it that high of a rating. I gave it a 5 out of 10. I can't really describe why I like this movie, because you're right, the story is kind of dumb. You know what the biggest problem is that this is part of the Return of the Living Dead canon. I think that's the biggest problem. I think if you took the title and turned it to something else, it'd be alright. Trying to tie it to that story so loosely, because it really is far removed from what the first one was, that's kind of, it hurts it big time.
Yeah.
You're used to a bunch of zombies attacking people, and this time you get a love story. It's a little
people
strange.
Attacking people.
The Mexican gang was so unnecessary, and it was only there to like pad the story out a little bit because they really didn't have
And
much.
get some more special effects in there.
Yeah.
There really wasn't an arc, really, was my complaint.
I think I kind of liked the story with Julie and what's his name?
Kurt.
I liked the story with them. It was all right. It was watchable. I do like this one more than 2 because I just don't have a child sensibility.
No.
The second one, anything with a child protagonist just turns me against it. And yeah, this one was, I don't really know the audience for this one. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
There's
Maybe
no
military people like this.
Maybe.
Would it have been a teenage audience?
Jam-packed with stereotypes, movies and movie tropes, and just, I mean, it's packed to the brim with them, but there's something, I don't know, there's something entertaining about it that I can't put my finger on that makes me want to give it a 5, so I'll give it a 5. It's not real great. I wouldn't be like, get out there and see this, but it's good.
Well, this is something that, like, you were saying you don't know an audience. Is this more of a 14, 15, 16-year-old? Like, I can remember this is when, 1993, there were your mom and pop video shops popping up who, they didn't really check your ID. Like, I remember going in and renting whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
Good times.
I mean, is this something that maybe that's what they were going for? Just something cheap to put out to try to...
I wonder if maybe they had another script and they just slapped this title on it and added the trioxin?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
They just
You
added
know what
in
it
there.
is. Trioxin 245.
I should have known. You guys have said it 50 times.
Beware the stare of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dolls. And if you see her in your dreams, be sure you never, ever scream.
I came to bury my wife. You got a problem with that?
Nope. Problem is, she's not the only one that you came to bury.
Listen up, everybody, if you wanna take a chance.
Hello, and welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast, the podcast where 3 men drink beers and gripe about horror movies.
Don't worry about nothing, cause it won't take long.
You know, I noticed you have very smooth skin. What's your secret?
Just so everyone's aware, there will be spoilers and plenty of nasty, nasty language. Hello, welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
Cobra.
Ben.
Then,
We're gonna go with Old Ben.
Yeah, we'll go with OB.
Old Ben, new
Original
Ben,
Ben.
bald Ben, hairy Ben, fat Ben, skinny Ben. Which one?
How
Old
about,
and new.
how about we go old new?
old new.
Yeah, some
I'm
returning.
calling you bald just to call you bald. So
You're bald.
It's because he gets it all the time, because he's a bald asshole.
that's true. I just gotta throw the anger on somebody else.
He's got a Price is Right episode to host here soon.
Oh,
so.
fuck off! Alright, today we're reviewing Dead Silence. I'm sorry, the fucking Drew Carey thing makes me so angry.
You're getting a little paunch too. Pretty soon you will be Drew Carey. Can you grow a soul patch?
Probably. I don't want to, but I could.
I think you should.
It's not like I want to look like Drew Carey, so I don't know why I would do that on purpose.
What did you say your wife was pissed about?
Let's not talk about
Alright.
that right now. Okay, today's movie is Dead Silence. It is, really shitty.
It's not good.
It's not shitty.
It's shitty.
It's entertaining. I was entertained.
There were some parts that were alright, but overall
It wasn't
pretty.
scary.
I like the makeup. That's
Yeah,
it.
the makeup was
good.
alright. Some of the shots were alright.
This is directed by James Wan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Saw,
Yep.
and you could tell because
Oh,
the
yeah.
ending and the music and
Dramatic driving. A lot of dramatic driving.
you know what else?
Clown.
This motherfucker
Yeah,
likes
puppets.
dolls,
Puppets, yeah.
and dolls. Did he do The Conjuring too?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
I think he did.
Puppets.
What
This
the fuck?
guy, this guy's weird.
So if you haven't figured it out yet, this movie is about puppets, more
Yep.
or less.
Specifically, Billy.
Billy, but here's the thing about Billy that I noticed. His face changes about 12 times. At first, he's like a really supple 8-year-old, and then by the time they get into the
Supple.
Tell him Chris Hansen should be here.
and then by the time they get into the hotel, his nose is like
Supple,
long and
that's
pointy,
weird.
and his cheekbones have changed. It's a little nose.
I don't know why he's so special. There's 101 dolls, right?
And he's
number
57.
If
Yeah.
you open,
What is this woman from Pittsburgh? Is that what the deal is? I figured.
She's an heiress to Heinz, huh?
if you get a package on your front porch that's not from UPS or FedEx, do you open it?
No, and would you keep it?
No.
And then, even when this dude suspects that this doll is evil, he's driving in a car with him. He's sleeping in hotel rooms with
Setting him up all nice on a
Yeah,
chair.
get the fucking burn it. Do something. What are you doing?
There's an episode of Aqua Teen where they get killer dolls. So this movie became really funny to me when serious things would happen.
Well, the movie became funny to me as soon as Donnie Wahlberg showed
Oh,
his
with
face.
his razor.
You know what I noticed though?
By the way,
He had the right stuff for this movie.
his policing instincts were on point.
He's an absolute moron.
And how he's a sleuth? How does he break into that motel room? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And he's just hanging out in there.
You can just go, I'm a cop, give me the key, let me in.
Yeah. What he did was illegal. He just harasses
Plus,
this guy
I
the whole
believe that
movie.
he's the only cop we see in the entire movie. Is he it?
Is he a
Is that all
private
they got?
detective? What
Is he even a detective at all, or did he just take that
Is
guy
he-
to his basement and interview him in his basement?
Did he escape like a mental institute and he's dressed up and playing cop?
So at the beginning, I thought it was really cheap to get the wife alone so that they could kill her off. They had the guy go pick up Chinese food. What Chinese restaurant doesn't deliver?
That one. Those
It doesn't.
fuckers do not deliver.
They don't.
So for starters, the one right across the street.
Okay.
Yeah, I pointed.
Well, this is a major city. What one in a city doesn't?
What city is this?
I don't know. It looks like a city.
Darktown, USA.
Is it Darkness Falls?
It's adjacent to
Listen.
Desert Town, USA.
Darkness Falls was scarier than this and
Suffice
better.
to say, it's within an hour of Ravens.
Yeah, okay.
Ravens Fair.
Ravens
Might have been an
Fair.
hour. It was
Could've
a
been
hell of a
Ravens
driving montage, so who knows?
Oh my god.
Uh,
This main guy here, he's from True Blood, I think.
Did you like the Jason Stackhouse? from
Is
True
that-
Blood?
Is that who it is?
Yeah. Did you like the coloring? I didn't like the colors.
it's all blue.
The blue.
It's constantly blue.
Except for
What
the
is
car.
this, the ugly?
Well, no, there was no red in there. So,
Oh, yeah.
Well, there was. The car was red.
Hotel rooms.
Red car.
what does it mean?
Red car. Good point.
We didn't even mention this. There's a narration at the beginning of this where they explain where
In
Ventriloquist was.
6th century?
Yeah, 6 BC,
In old
which is,
times.
by the way, that's like 2,006 years ago.
2,600.
600. Okay, whatever.
2,600 years ago.
Yeah, back then.
Hence
They
the
used to
word
t-
ventriloquist.
Yeah, they used to think ghosts talk through dead people's stomachs, or ghosts talk through people's stomachs, and their word for ghost and stomach was ventra and quist. So
It
ventriloquist.
sounded absolutely ludicrous.
It's
I don't know
dumb.
the
I am
history behind it.
100% sure that was fabricated.
History
It
major.
had to be,
Did
right?
this
It had to
happen?
be.
Sure.
You
I have
heard
no
it there
idea.
From our ever
Remember,
reliable-
he thought there were churches in
Yeah,
San Francisco.
so it's probably not
in the
true. I would say it's not
14th
true.
or the
First of all, that was in San
14th
Francisco. It was
century.
L.A.
Wherever.
And then, now it keeps getting worse. 14th century to
15th
1300s.
century.
Come on.
That would be the-
This was
that would-
1500.
this was 27
That
seconds
would have
into
been
the
the
movie that I
1500s.
turned on
1599.
it. So
Yeah, that's the 14th century, right?
maybe I need to have a better attitude. What do you
No,
think?
it was 16.
Yeah, you gotta
Oh,
give
no.
it a chance.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I immediately turned on it 27 seconds in. I'm like, fuck this movie.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about because me and him are having a
Neither do the
discussion.
people at home. I'll have to take care of
Does
that.
did people watch this movie? I mean, James
It
Wan
made-
after Saw was a pretty good director.
I'm
Yeah, like I would
pretty
think.
He was
sure
sought
it made
after,
over
yeah.
100 million at the box office.
This was
Really?
It was
I'm not-
fairly large. I remember it being
It was
advertised and stuff like that. It actually, the way they had the preview set up, which
course.
most horror movies are like that.
I understand that, but who was top billing in this? Tell me it was Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Who else are they gonna pay? You know, I've never heard of these motherfuckers.
The warden from Shawshank Redemption.
Well,
Oh,
he's in it,
yeah.
it's true. Warden Norton's in it. So
He's
actually,
great.
he probably
He's
took
True
top
Blood's
billing.
father in this movie.
True father.
What's his name? Jesse?
So,
Or is it Warden Norton?
I don't know.
It may have just.
Okay, so before the wife gets killed, they get the package. We need to get back on track, right?
Sure.
Am I that guy that's gonna say
You're gonna
that we're
have to
gonna-
be. It's all you.
Rein it in.
All right, huddle. So the package comes. It's a doll, and the wife immediately is like,
She seems happy about this doll.
"Look at this! This reminds me of that old story. Mary Shaw came into town,
Which
and-
didn't rhyme at all.
No, yeah, she had Shaw and dolls. They tried to rhyme.
Yeah.
Doesn't rhyme. Nice try. At least you
They
could
could
have came up with
just
something.
make up a different name.
Yeah.
Could be like
Dolls.
Mary Hall or something.
Yeah. My goodness, what an idiot.
Okay, what year did this movie made? This is important to the story.
What year?
2008?
Was it
2005.
2005?
I think.
Post 9/11, you pick up an unmarked package in your hallway. Do you do that? You call the cops, right?
Nah, I didn't pick it up.
Tossed it around.
Shook.
Tried to open it with matches.
So then boyfriend gets Chinese, and this girl's gonna play a prank on her boyfriend. She sets the doll up on the bed and covers him with a sheet.
I thought she covered it with a sheet because she was kind of freaked out by it.
No, she was gonna play a prank
I
on
didn't
her
see it
boyfriend.
at all. It was really
Oh,
bizarre.
Did this movie take place in what we're to assume is our real reality, at least from the movie's point of view?
Yeah.
Because, okay,
as
in
much
our
as
reality,
Darkness Falls is our reality.
child's play exists, right? And most people, I would say probably 99% of people that live in America know who Chucky is. They may not have seen the movie, but they know who Chucky is.
That's
right?
a fact.
Yeah. You have a doll that mysteriously shows up at your house. It starts moving on its own. Get it out of there! Chucky exists. You know what that is. Get him out of there.
First of all, yeah, its mouth just opened and dropped.
Well, you have to get the head.
Yeah, she set it down one
the head
way,
tilt
and
and
she
the eyes
visibly
go.
noticed it had rolled over. Didn't she think it could be a killer doll? It
Oh,
might
no,
be,
it was
might be
the wind.
crazy, but it might be a killer doll. Especially after she just went on and on of that stupid clunky exposition
Yeah.
about knowing about the dolls when they
About
were
Mary
kids.
Shaw, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
And the thing is, you cannot if Mary Shaw shows up, you cannot scream. If you scream, she'll go into your mouth and explode your face.
In other words, the trick to surviving this movie is to put duct tape over your
That's it. You
That's
win.
really all you have to do.
You beat Mary Shaw.
Carry a shotgun and put duct tape over your
Yeah,
mouth.
because
kinda
when
like
you
being
shoot the
Freddy
ghost, it goes
Krueger.
away. So.
Well,
It's
here's
kinda
the
like
thing,
it's
these
like being
dolls,
Freddy.
and they
You
were
don't
getting-
exist.
We're gonna get
Oh
ahead of ourselves here.
Wait, I have maggots inside me.
What's scary about a doll with absolutely no physical strength, and when you shoot it with a shotgun, it dies?
Not a thing.
They don't know that yet, though.
I guess they don't know it yet.
Does
We'll
this
find
doll
out.
carry around the ghost of Mary Shaw?
She is in it.
Yeah,
She
okay,
is
so
in
it can get from
every
place to
doll.
place.
Or
yeah,
can
she's
she?
in every doll.
She's in every
Or
doll,
she's
but
just
after
using
they
no, she's using the dolls to
Get from place to place.
place from place to
place
place.
to
Who
place
sent the doll?
She did.
How?
through the stepmother.
Oh.
The stepmother is Mary Shaw.
Is
I
she
need to start-
possessing the stepmother, or
Yes, she's
did she
possessing the stepmother. I
The
thought
stepmother is Mary Shaw.
she's possessing her.
Right.
Yeah, okay. She's possessing her.
She's
okay.
taking her over.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for answering
Which
my
is a
question,
really,
guys.
which is a really weird scene when he first shows up there, and she's like, "Oh my God, we've
Yeah.
missed you,"
Well,
and I don't know who
he
you
walks-
are now.
He goes back to his hometown while his wife gets murdered. We should say.
Yeah, we should. Are we gonna?
He
go
takes it
live
really
here?
well.
And then yeah,
I've done it. There wasn't really a lot of grief or anything like that.
But when he
like
gets
coming
back,
in and finding her with her tongue ripped out, he took that well.
he gets back
I
from
will
the
say that.
Chinese, and he hears his wife talking. I'm in here. Come
in her
here."
voice, right?
With
Yeah.
her voice. He goes in the room and lifts open what we think to be the dummy, because that's where the dummy last was after.
If we're dumb and we are,
And it's his
eight,
wife
we
with
think
her
it's the
tongue
doll.
ripped open because she screamed, and Billy the doll killed her.
Well, Billy the doll didn't kill her.
No, a ghost
Billy the
flew
doll
out in a
attacked
sheet.
her.
A sheet ghost attacked her.
And Yeah, it just explodes your mouth.
You know what it reminded me
over
of? You know what it really reminded me
The
of?
ring?
No, it reminded me of Aliens when they shoot that thing through the guy's face.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it? Whenever she like,
So the fact that he's walking in
Still,
on
why
the
would you steal
sheet
from
with
that movie? It's
like
terrible.
blood all over it, like
fuck, we're still in the first scene.
yeah, I know. The fact that they're walking in and he walks in on the sheet with blood all over it when she's like, I got a surprise. I'm like, what does he think? Hope it's like a nice, sexy, bloody surprise. Oh, you're so sexy when you're bleeding all over the
What's
bed.
happened? Oh, she's pregnant, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we kind of.
He didn't know
you
that.
assume she's putting like a shirt or a blanket up underneath her.
Yeah, we see it, but he does not. He does not know at this point that his
Because
wife
we
is
had
pregnant.
to have him go pick up Chinese food that could have been delivered
They were hungry.
in a rainstorm.
Wow, we're still on that. How far? 15 minutes in. How far are we in the movie? 3, 4 minutes?
Yeah,
Maybe.
This should take us 4 hours to do.
not really.
We'll pick up
Once
the
the
pace.
action gets going.
The action?
Yeah, I'm talking about
The epic
Donnie
car
Wahlberg.
driving?
Donnie Wahlberg,
Talking
yes.
about Johnny
By the
Drama.
way, if Tom Atkins saw Donnie Wahlberg's mustache in this movie, he would have slapped him
Ooh,
across
yeah.
the face.
He
What a
would've
weak...
fucked his woman.
This is the... He would have, too.
If she were alive.
If she were alive. He would
Probably
have fucked
would.
his woman's corpse. By the way, we are drinking Moosehead beer right now.
What is it?
Moosehead beer.
No.
It's head and antlers
There
above
you
the
go.
rest. Is it? It's pretty good.
I like
That's
it.
not bad.
You know what? That slogan can stay. It's fine.
How much
It's
was
pretty
it?
I don't
good.
think they've used that
25.
slogan since 1981, but
Not bad.
now it's just Canada's oldest independent brewery.
That's not nearly as catchy as
No, it isn't.
head and antlers above the rest.
Okay, so there's a shot where they're pulling the body out of the house, and we go into the main character's eye, right? And see what he's seeing. Twice. This happens twice
Yeah.
in 10 seconds. And one of the things he's seeing is himself standing outside. Good shot, director. Good job. Way to be experimental with the camera.
What was going on there?
I don't know.
Not important.
It just bothered me.
Nothing in this movie is
It's a pet
important.
peeve.
There are important things.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's it's a cursed town. Oh, everyone
Can we just please
in the
get to
town.
Donnie Wahlberg, for the love of God?
I would have been so much happier if they had Mark Wahlberg. He plays a goofy-ass cop really well, usually.
And
Donnie
Mark
Wahlberg
would've fucked this
Just, his only character trait
He's a
is
serious
that
actor.
he
You can't-
shaves. That's his only character trait. He
Yeah.
shaves.
But isn't it great when
Well,
he falls?
he
and
likes
just
the
rings
wise-
like, ding, ding,
Oh,
ding,
yeah.
ding, on the ground.
Great
He
callback.
likes the wisecrack though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's
Instead
all
of-
his character does.
this guy's wife just died like 5 hours ago, and he's just being as dickish as he possibly
and Tom
can to
Atkins
him.
just fucked her corpse.
Yeah, exactly. He just had to watch Tom Atkins fuck her corpse on the ambulance and give a thumbs up out the back window. And
And you
now
know what?
and now you're gonna be a dick to him. It's just two people really acting here in this scene.
Yeah,
really
well.
putting on their acting chops.
Is this supposed to be funny, this movie?
I think so.
Yeah.
A little bit?
A little bit. It's
They must have thought if
supposed
they
to be.
put a Wahlberg in it,
I
that's
want-
my guess.
I do like one of his lines where he...
The gas line?
No, where he says, "Don't make me cuff you in front of your mom." Like,
Was his mom there?
Oh,
it was
early,
the stepmom,
later.
but it
Oh,
was,
yes,
it's
right.
just
This
lines
guy
like
just
that.
goes,
that are,
this
I
gives
like
me more
this
time to
gas
do my
line.
job or do your job for you, and just
What
leaves,
was the
just
gas
walks
line?
out.
The kid, pushes him over later on in the movie and then gets in his car and he's like,
oh,
I don't want to have to chase you, I only have like a
half a
half
tank
a
of
tank
gas.
of gas or something, yeah.
Okay, this is when we start our dramatic
His
driving.
quirky one-liners couldn't save
First,
this
there's
movie.
the dramatic taxi drop-off, which is they drop him off and it's like, dun, dun. So
The
he
whole
finds-
time there's Saw music playing.
Yeah,
Right.
and then he goes inside and he gets in the doll's carrying case and finds out that Mary Shaw is the woman who had the doll. So he decides
Somehow
to...
he has the intuition to tear
He
out
tears
the,
out
the felt.
Which
felt
every
on the-
move, that's got to be a trope, right? Tearing something away to reveal what's
Yeah,
behind
it's right
it.
in front
Because
of
it's
you.
in at least another movie we watched this time.
Was it?
Yeah, Harry
Oh.
Potter ripped some fucking. There was like a little tear. He's like,
yeah,
oh
and
my god!
And he sees the sign from Voldemort.
Boy, that movie was really... Okay, oh wait.
When did that movie
Very
come out?
close to... Doesn't... I'll look it up here.
8, 12,
2000 and stink.
11.
12.
12.
That was bad. Anyway,
It's not good.
first place that he goes is
His dad's house?
And
And,
by the way, this sign just reminds me of Darkness Falls.
yeah.
It's the same exact goddamn thing.
But there's no reason.
What did you like this movie less or worse? Or less or worse?
Less or worse.
More
Exactly.
or
I
less.
think I liked it worse because I did like it a little bit more. Is that what that means?
Wait, you like this movie more than Darkness Falls?
Yes. That's what
You,
he said.
wait,
That's what
did
he said.
you like this movie more than Darkness Falls?
I put it right with Darkness Falls.
This
I liked
movie
it more.
couldn't
little
hold anything to Darkness Falls. Darkness Falls is way better than this
Darkness
movie.
Falls is PG-13.
It's got 13 kills.
13
though.
kills. That's a pretty nice number for PG-13.
Find me one with more, dick.
How many kills?
Yeah.
Got serious people.
How many kills were there in The Mist and Pontypool total?
You don't know where we are, do you?
Better,
Nine.
You don't have
better
notes.
stories.
I know.
Really?
I've seen it 10 times.
Okay. Yeah, we're at the parents' house,
Better stories.
and
No, the story wasn't good.
Daddy
It
has
was
his
still
auction
better.
mask on.
stepmom comes running down, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you," and he's like,
Yeah,
Fuck are
we've
you?
missed you. What?
"I don't know
We-
who you are."
Nothing was accomplished at this.
No.
With this visit to his dad. He
No,
goes
he's like,
in. and
He's
he
like,
goes-
remember that poem, and then he recites it. Why did you come here and ask your dad if he knew the poem when you fucking know it?
Yeah, there's nothing to this scene. No,
it's
reason
just
for him
it's
to be
just to
there.
introduce
The mom.
The
For
mom.
the stepmom.
Mary
and-
Shaw.
Which, yeah, I don't know what the fuck. It's just clunky. They come back like 3 times, say something about soup at one point, which was
I
ridiculous.
made soup. Your father's favorite since his stroke.
That's true. Yeah, you can't use your left fucking hand. That's the biggest change.
Yeah, and your fucking head and back is made of a stick. That can't be good for you.
You spoiled it.
Spoiler
Ah, damn it.
We'll get to that twist at the end.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a twist.
That blew me away.
Okay, how does a poem about a witch keep kids in line? If the poem specifically tells the kids...
At least Darkness Falls didn't have some spooky fucking stupid rhyme like this that doesn't even rhyme.
They didn't?
No. There wasn't, Matilda Dixon will come at night, don't look at her, give her your tooth, or she'll put up a
Something
fight.
that rhymes with Dixon. Something Richard Nixon.
She'll eat your liver.
What? What? Come on.
Doesn't matter. Darkness Falls was way better.
None of this.
So there's
none of
like
this
a little
matters.
line about like the dad killing or having all of his wives kill themselves. Is that because Matilda Dixon? Is it because Matilda Dixon was climbing in them, or is it?
He
is
must,
it
he
because
must have peaked when he lost his last tooth.
Or maybe she was in the way. Did Mary Shaw go into all these women and possess them and kill them, or do they just kill themselves?
I think they just
I
killed
think
themselves.
Mary Shaw killed him because his father later reveals that he has been keeping him away. He wanted him away from the town because of this curse in Raven's Fair.
Good.
So maybe, like, his wife got killed because...
Yeah, but it wasn't his father.
Which was
I
weird
know,
because
but
he was
yeah,
acting
but
like...
he's
he was
dropping
showing-
he's dropping like exposition of why everything happened earlier in the movie.
He's showing genuine parental care here.
Yeah,
he's like...
Even
Which is
though
really
he's
weird.
fucking witch.
But he's the witch, yeah. That's really makes this even worse, which is hard.
I
You
think,
didn't
the
have a lot
director,
to-
I think the director at the end was like, so what do I do with this guy? We'll make him a puppet. We forgot that loose end. Alright, we'll make him a puppet.
Because I'm pretty sure when the first meeting with the dad, you can't tell that he's a puppet.
God, by the way, he's
He didn't
talking
look
and
as
stuff.
he didn't look as pale, did he?
No.
But
The
he
second
is,
meeting is when
he
you...
is sitting back like this.
Yeah, he is.
And then she like stands behind him and he goes. You can look at it. Like I did watch that a couple times.
Oh man.
So I don't know. Maybe the director did plan it and the writers just suck.
So
I
this,
guess.
this guy goes to a hotel.
Ella's her name, by the way, the stepmother.
I didn't write anybody's
Also
name
known
down.
as
Neither
Lady
did
Shaw.
He goes to a hotel and all the sounds stop, and I'm like, oh, dead
Yeah,
silence.
that's how you know
It
she's
happened
around.
at the beginning when the wife was murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
stopped.
Cheap plot.
That's when it happened the second time. I'm like, oh, it's gonna happen every time, and I'm like, oh yeah, the title of the movie.
Dead
Ooh. I don't know if I would put it in a chair like that. I think I would probably cuddle up to it in bed.
I'd
Hug
probably,
it.
yeah, put it in the trunk.
That thing
Lock
would
the
be
fucking
dead.
trunk door.
Wouldn't you tie it up, tape it up?
But if you think he's doing supernatural things,
Yeah.
burn it. I
He
mean,
can't burn
what-
it because he doesn't know.
He doesn't
He
know.
doesn't
all-
know, but
He hasn't connected
is
the
he
dots.
exactly? But is he planning on that? He knows that he needs Billy for the sacrifice at the end. No.
Well,
How does he know
Somehow he
that?
figures out he has to bury it.
Any logical person that thinks a doll is killing their wife / family / friends would go fucking murder it right now. They wouldn't carry it along and be like, well, I bet Mary Shaw put a spell on this thing and I gotta have to keep it. Who does
I'd
that?
throw it off a bridge or something.
Yeah,
It'd
you
be
do
gone.
something. It would be dead.
Like a
Well,
fucking
you-
McDonald's bag.
We do have to introduce the tropes of the crazy old woman. The
We're not quite there yet.
She's playing with a
Well,
fake
Whose
bird.
funeral were they at?
The
his
wife.
wives.
Why
Was
the
she
fuck did
from
they have
that
it in-
town?
No, why'd they have it there? That's what I couldn't
That's
figure
what I
out.
thought.
Yeah,
maybe
she
she
was from that town because she's like, remember the story when we were younger?
Yeah, and this isn't a universal story. This takes place specifically in this
in
town.
Raven's Fair,
And who
yeah.
sent her corpse there?
And
He
He had
did.
them sent. The husband and
He
the
did,
coroner
okay.
had
Alright.
it
Because he
sent
got there and talked to that guy, and the guy was like, her body's not here yet.
Oh, that was the mortician.
He had a good reaction, by the way, when it was. He knew what was up. He's no dummy.
No, he knows what's going on
Oh.
this time.
Hey, by the way, was
hey.
that Carlos Gervasi from The Sopranos, the mortician? I'm like, you guys probably already watched that show.
I do, but I'm trying to think of that character.
He's
I don't
he's
watch
like he's like an
Sopranos.
answer. He's like a
We should probably.
Oh no, that's not the.
now.
That's not Uncle
Yeah, let's just
Junior.
interrupt
what?
it.
That's not Uncle Junior.
No, Uncle Junior's. So anyway, we're back with the mortician, and the body isn't there yet. So he's still at the hotel now, right? He stays. At the hotel
Yeah,
all the
but
time.
he also.
There's a fog machine.
Good observation. All right,
Yep.
good.
Okay, when he leaves, there's fog rolling in from the fog machine, and then the guy goes downstairs, and his crazy, batshit crazy wife
Is that his wife?
Yeah.
is hiding underneath the house.
She's
In
in
a
a
trap
little.
She goes into the crawl space.
in a little
Yeah.
crawl space, yeah, but it's wide open
And
under
he's like,
there.
Martha, not again.
Is her name Martha?
Put a
I don't
fucking
know,
nail
I'm just-
over the board,
Yeah.
so
I'm
she
just,
doesn't crawl under there.
I'm just throwing that out.
Is her name Harriet?
I don't.
No,
It
it's-
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
None of this matters.
She
None of
comes
this
into
matters.
play a lot
It
later.
don't matter. None of this matters.
None of this
I'll find her name.
Okay, he decides from some information that he got from somewhere at some point that he needs to bury the doll with Mary Shaw.
He got the information from the crazy.
When you first.
From the
she said
dimension.
to bury it.
She came up. Remember at the funeral, she like stumbled up on him and spouted a bunch of
Oh
nonsense.
yeah, she's wandering through the woods alone.
Yeah. And she's like, bury it. Nothing worse than that.
Yeah, that's it. She's like, bury it.
Hey, that's where he got the info.
All right, when does this guy see Mary Shaw in his hotel room, like behind a curtain that kind of
That would
flutters?
be before he buried.
Yep, that was way back.
Yeah, that already happened.
Oh.
Hey, that would also be a good time to get off. If he hadn't figured it out yet, wouldn't that be the?
Beware the stare of Mary Shaw.
Okay,
She
so
can't have children.
he
only
buries
dolls.
his doll.
That rhymes.
Shaw dolls. That's terrible.
Maybe you should say like dogs.
I'm guessing that there was like a fight
Mary
between
Shaw.
like the writers and producers who were like, look, at least make it rhyme, and the writer was like, that's my creation. She's Mary Shaw.
That's art. I'm making art. What's your last name? I was gonna-
Burnett.
Okay, I was gonna make a Jew joke.
Goldstein.
Wow. Oh, Jamie is this guy's name, by
That's
the
his
way.
name.
Okay, so
Yes.
after he buries the doll, he goes back to his hotel, and in the hotel is Donnie Wahlberg
Shaving.
with the doll that he dug back up because it's evidence.
You know what? He was hanging tough in that hotel room.
Ouch.
Jesus.
Do you have any more of those?
I was trying to get 3 in.
Oh, you got one more
You
to
know
go.
3 New Kid songs?
Yeah.
That was a dead serious look.
I
What's the
know.
problem? Of course
Yeah,
you do.
dude.
Doesn't everybody?
This guy needs to stop shaving at least while he's talking, because that's rude. Just rude. Isn't it?
Well,
He doesn't even have that much facial hair.
I don't even think he's shaving. I think he's just running it across his face.
that's what it looks like.
Who?
Donnie Wahlberg.
I get he was in what Scream? Was he in Scream 1 or not Scream? Saw 1 or Saw 2?
2.
Did 1 do that too, or maybe he just has ties with this series, so he brought
He was
him
a
on board for
detective in the
this?
Saw films, though.
The
wasn't
second one, his kid's the one locked in the...
Wait, did you not just listen to what I said?
he? No, I usually don't.
I didn't apparently listen
Fuck
to what you
you.
said either, because I answered the same question twice without even thinking about it. Fuck.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Donnie Wahlberg. How did he get in this movie?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure in real life he's more of a ventriloquist than an actor, right? 'Cause he's
Probably.
a terrible actor. But he did a good job moving that thing's mouth. He was like, what do you say? Something like, I'm evidence or something.
You can't take me.
Yeah.
You'll go to jail.
We should
And
say
he
there's a
shows up in-
cemetery with a bunch of headstones with just
Because
single
this
names on
detective's
it.
such a dick, I was
And they're all
waiting for him
the
to take
dolls.
the ventriloquist and go, how's a single life?
Oh man,
Ow.
that's rude. Because he keeps looking at a picture of his own wife, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he'll be loving her forever. Bam! That's a New Kid song. You guys probably didn't know, but that's 3.
You did it.
Good job.
Woo!
Hooray.
Fireworks.
The fireworks like in
Okay, so
in that thing's stomach. A
So he-
sparkler.
By the way, Tim Curry. Me and John discussed this. He never got credit for the work he did on that movie.
Oh,
all of them, all his movies. He's such a
Legend?
Think about his.
he's got such a range.
His
Legend,
versatility.
that devil, that was scary when I
It
was
was,
young.
Yeah. And then
What did he
played
play in it? He was a dog.
He was a dog.
He was
That's
the
right. He was
moon.
a dog.
He
Yeah,
played the
moon.
moon. Not many people can say that. What else was he?
He's been a transvestite, a clown, a dog, the moon, the devil.
He was a giant spider.
Yeah.
Tim Curry wasn't it? Not many people.
He was a
not
perverted
many-
guy in a wheelchair. That was a later role.
He was a.
He was a.
He was Blurp or.
He was the
Slurp.
guy
Something
from
in
Blue.
He was something in Home Alone
Lurch, I
2.
can't remember.
Oh yeah, he was a hotel manager in Home Alone 2.
Yeah, a
Concierge.
A concierge. A consigliere.
Anyway, Tim Curry's good.
Why are we
Yeah,
talking
I
about Tim
got it.
Curry?
Because we'd rather be
fuck it.
watching it than this movie for some reason. Ooh, that's terrible.
Hey, there is a clown doll at the end of this.
We're getting.
So we get to
Because it
tell.
saw.
We get the
That's
story
true.
of
That's
after
what it looks
after
like.
Donnie Wahlberg leaves and just leaves the doll in the unlocked hotel room, not thinking that this guy is
Nah,
really
it's
ready
locked.
would go in and get it.
Donnie Wahlberg shot the window out. So then.
He was shaving again.
No, I'm talking
probably.
about when he leaves in the morning. He brought the doll over to his room, and then Jamie goes next door
Neighbor.
and gets it. Here's a question: why didn't he take it and bury it again? Instead, he's like, "I'll try something different." Try to bury it again. You thought it was gonna work. The only reason it didn't work is because someone dug it back up. Go put it back in the ground.
I probably figured Wahlberg would dig it up.
Well, I don't know what's going on.
I'll tell you what's going on. Advance the story.
Actually, I didn't think he got it back. I thought Donnie Wahlberg had it.
No, he had it in his room. And then he left in the morning, and Jamie sneaks across. He decides he's going to take the doll to the coroner's house.
Yes.
And then we get some exposition where he literally goes, her name was Mary Shaw.
Yeah, the old
No, we
man.
know.
Old
We
man
know.
exposition.
On Billy, yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, I was 5 years old and I went to see a show with her and some
Yeah,
kid.
Some rude little
Ugly.
rat.
I see your mouth moving.
I don't think
notice-
I don't think it was an obese fat black woman from the 20s. That's what you sounded like to me right there.
I wrote down, man, people did weird shit for entertainment back then. And then I was like, fuck, I'm watching Dead Silence.
Yeah.
Man.
The more I watched this doll, the more I realized he was alive.
So they have to take a boat to this theater.
This is an island?
That's what was.
I would
The bridge
assume.
fell
I would
along.
assume the bridge.
Yeah, the
it's
bridge collapsed, so they
broken
put a
down.
boat out there.
Okay, so there was a
That's what
bridge
it
at some
Did,
point.
okay,
Yeah.
good point.
He looks
Throughout
like
this movie, you see one boat,
And then 2 boats. There are only 2 boats out there.
but then there's
Bullshit.
a cheap line with him saying,
Yeah.
"Jamie, you know there's only 2 boats. We're the only 2 over here."
It's like they knew the audience was asking questions.
Yeah,
and
like,
they're well, we
how the
had
fuck
2
did
boats. We did.
Once
also,
again.
that scene looks like Perseus going to get Medusa. He's like in a boat all by himself going to this, what looks to be a palace.
What?
Perseus
Yeah,
and
John,
Medusa.
he's trying to connect this with something that nobody in this room understands and nobody listening would. Let's move on.
Greek mythology, you got it, didn't
I
you?
got it.
I get it.
Perseus and
It's what it
Medusa.
looked like.
By
though.
the way, I just found out that we have a guy in Duke listening to us. He's like, what, a doctor?
Paul Thompson, he just won the,
He won the DVD contest.
Why is he listening to us?
Why? He's smart.
He's a
What's the matter-
brainiac.
What's the matter with him?
I
Wait,
don't
where,
know.
where's he?
Duke
Duke.
University.
Oh yeah, Carolina. Probably basketball.
Yeah, why is he listening to this? Did you say you know him or something?
Yeah, it's actually his dad listens too, Bill.
Oh, shout out to
The
Paul and
Thompsons.
Bill.
Hi,
And the
Thompson.
Smiths, they listen too. We'll give them a shout out. They're my dad's friends.
I wonder if the listeners of this show are specifically your friends and family.
I didn't
And all the
realize. Now
Mexicans.
I don't like them anymore. Now that I found out that you probably like told them about forced them care anymore.
Yeah, what they do is they hit play and they walk out of the room for a half hour.
Fuck it. I'll try for the DVD. I'll take anybody's DVD if they're just giving it away.
No, they listen.
Okay, so after this kid said, I see your lips moving, it turns out the doll can talk on its own, or she's really good.
I think
I'm not
she's really
sure.
good.
Yeah, she baited him because he was a little prick. She tried to make herself look shittier than she was, and then the little bastard spoke out of turn, and then she showed him up with the "I'm a real boy," like Pinocchio or something. That's all I could think of when I saw
Yeah,
that
it
was
was-
Pinocchio.
Clownish.
Yeah.
To say
And
the
who
least.
would go see this I don't care if she's talented or not. Who would want to see that creepy old fucking woman on a stage?
Like
Well,
you said, it's
I believe
entertainment
that
back
this
in
is
the day.
probably the 1920s, 30s,
Yeah.
Mm.
1940.
40s.
She was killed. Her gravestone, if I recall, said like 1860 something to like 1940.
Okay, so it's the 40s, maybe a
1940.
little. And she owned this theater, right? This was her theater.
Because they killed her like a week after. Yeah, it was her theater.
Yeah, the
So-
redheaded kid that yelled out got killed.
Ginger, please.
Michael
Sorry,
Ashbury.
Ginger. And then she got her tongue ripped out by the townspeople and died.
Well, we should mention that would you say his name was Jesse?
Michael Ashbury.
Jake.
Oh yeah.
What's his
Jamie.
name?
Jamie.
Jamie.
What
Jamie
I find
Trueblood.
interesting.
Well, when he's at this theater, he finds this. Is this where he finds an old book that it's how to basically
Make
it's a
the perfect
blueprint
doll.
for
The
making
perfect
dolls?
doll.
It
and
just
then
says that over and over again.
yeah, how to make the
randomly.
perfect doll.
And I assume that was Billy. But then if he was 57, why would you continue on when you made the perfect doll? So that didn't make sense.
I think
to
the
me.
perfect
But then
doll
it was.
is the guy at the end.
Yeah, then you
That is the
find out it
perfect
was
doll.
his stepmother, but yeah. So why is Billy significant? Number 57.
Was he the creepiest looking one,
I think he was just the one that happened to get sent.
Yeah,
thought
he's just.
or was
He's
that
not
the
even
was that the
creepy.
doll she was using when the
You know what it reminded me of?
Ginger kid started?
was.
Yeah, it was.
It reminded
So-
me of that fucking Goosebump book, Night of the Dummy.
It did. It was
That's-
actually the same looking dummy, same
Yeah,
outfit,
same
everything.
thing. Maybe it was like the
Goosebumps.
standard. The 19...
My favorite book.
the standard 1950s dummy
Yeah.
was dressed in a
Tuxedo.
gray suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, gray suit.
So
and
the guy
fucking
goes
red
to
bow
the
tie.
theater to look around and
Looking like Perseus all up in there.
I was
And-
thinking the river Styx myself, but
for some reason he decides that the best plan of action in this rickety old thing that has plants growing out of the floor is to go up on the catwalk.
it's
Why?
safe.
That's totally just wrong.
Because on the catwalk, you can shake your little tush on the catwalk.
Is that what he
Yeah,
was thinking?
We got it.
Gotta get up there and shake my ass. Okay. Whenever ghosts are in movies, why do they always walk past mirrors so that you can see them without making themselves known or doing it?
For the audience.
That's it.
Because in the next movie we're going to review, or
Which
the
one's-
other one after that,
Woman in Black.
we're going to see a whole bunch of ghosts in mirrors doing all sorts of things that aren't scary.
Yeah. Tons of them.
Unfortunately. Oh, man.
When it gets quiet in this movie,
Oh.
the background music stops. This particular scene, there's no noise to begin with, but there's background music, and the background music stops, and Jamie turns around like he heard the background music
It's
stop.
like, wait a minute.
They
that
broke
piano
the
stopped.
fourth wall.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait a minute. When this stops, bad shit happens.
Reality just became reality.
And there's a jump scene where there's a woman in a chair with her tongue messed up, and I paused it at that jump scene, and it's just some random fucking woman. It's no one to do with the story at all. I don't know who the fuck it is.
Wasn't Mary Shaw?
No, it was not Mary Shaw and their mouth wasn't like burst open like is how everybody dies. What the fuck I just say? Like how is everybody? Like everybody dies in this movie, but instead her throat was slit, and she's just screaming. I'm guessing it's just something to scare the audience that has nothing to do with the movie at all.
Would that,
Oh, yeah.
would that surprise you?
No. So that scares him and he runs out, right?
Marion's the old lady married to the man, by the way.
Oh, before
Aw.
this happens, there's two
Not
like
here
old
yet.
people. The one is talking the doll, right?
Marion? Or...
Yes, he runs downstairs, and I just started thinking, these two are so close to death anyways, I really hope they die. They don't have much left.
Yeah, the one's
But the old man is nice. He tries to help the guy.
I'm not saying that I,
You're
don't
just a
feel-
rude fuck.
I am a rude fuck when it comes to old people. They're like 97, they're like, please don't let me die. You're 97. Quit it. Just enough. Alright. You want to make it to 98? Or are you just trying to get to 100 so you can brag? Nobody wants to hear a 100-year-old man brag.
I would brag.
Do
Okay.
you have a problem with old people?
No, not at all.
Okay.
He's mean.
This is all I've seen this movie one other time. I think I saw it with you and Kayla when we first lived in the apartment. And the only scene I remember at all, was when the old guy was under the thing. So I paid special attention this time, and I don't know why I remember it because it was nothing.
The
She's
guy,
just chilling down there.
Yeah, she's
He's
just
like,
hanging out in the basement.
guy goes looking for his wife, Marion, who always is in this duct under the
Yeah.
basement.
But based on the last time, she doesn't usually go that far. So when he opens it and looks and she's not there, decides to crawl in.
Yeah.
I would have been like,
To get a
okay,
better
maybe
look.
she's
Yeah.
not down here.
Flashlight from there.
I'd be
if
like,
you don't see
you
her.
can come out. I'm not going in there.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
get my knees dirty. Fuck that.
Throw a little cheese out for her. She'll come crawling.
Okay, so after he's killed, we again go back to the dad's house,
You know what?
and this is the soup scene.
This is what I don't understand. This old man knows the legend of Mary Shaw really well. He sees all of he's like the coroner, right? He sees all these people coming in with their faces
so
exploded.
he's sure this stuff is happening. Yeah.
And he screams when he sees her.
Yeah,
He
but he was
knows.
overcome by
Oh,
terror.
is he?
Because he realized, hey, his wife's already dead.
Listen, he
Or
was in
maybe
Vietnam,
he was 80
motherfucker.
years old and he
sees
said,
some
"Ah, the
shit.
sweet embrace of death," and screamed.
You know
Finally,
what, I-
he's like, ah.
he's like, come get it.
Oh man.
Finally.
Okay, so this is when he goes and talks to his dad, and his dad's like, "Soup! Come get some soup! It's so good!"
Oh man, this movie is awful.
Yeah, and then we talk about
Darkness Falls was so.
we
much
talk about the
better.
town vengeance, which is similar to what happened to Freddy Krueger. They just
Yeah.
decided to
Mostly
kill him.
mostly Jamie's family, but some other townsfolk just sacked this lady and ripped her tongue out.
And the best part is too, the townspeople kill Mary Shaw because she killed the little ginger dick
Yeah.
that spoke up during the performance. Well, they know she killed him, so apparently, didn't they find his body hanging there on the marionette? Did they just leave him there?
They didn't know about it.
I was like,
Why they never went into her
yeah, why
theater?
don't
I
they just
don't
look
know.
around a little bit?
So why is she getting
He's
revenge?
up in the balcony. He's been here for years.
It's just like,
Why is she getting revenge on these parents for killing her when she actually did commit the crime? This isn't like, this is why it's not like Darkness Falls where they blame the girl and she didn't do it. She did it, so why is she so pissed off?
well, she's not gonna be because
She
they
wanted
ripped
a
her
fair.
fucking
She
tongue
wanted a
out.
fair fucking trial, and she didn't get
Oh,
that.
alright.
Well, who cares if she killed him?
Even that, though, she mentioned something about killing off the last lineage
Lineage.
baby.
Is that the word you're looking for?
Maybe, I don't
She just
know.
looked at me like, "Excuse me, it's lineage." I'm like, you're the one that
Do you
said
think she
it.
ripped the fetus's tongue out?
I don't know. But that's why his wife got murdered, because she was pregnant with his baby.
I wear a Planned Parenthood myself for that.
Probably.
We're not gonna do it anymore, but we got this ghost. She'll do it. That's a new level right there. Abortion jokes.
Just wow.
She ripped the fetus's tongue out.
Oh, Jamie's like walking around the theater at this point, right?
Is this the second
Yeah,
time or the
he's-
first time?
The
he goes
second
to-
time, before Wahlberg gets there.
Well, Wahlberg shows up and threatens to arrest him, and won't even like decide to go to the theater with him, even though he gets a phone call
Oh,
at
he
the
does
house.
get a phone call from. And how is this guy talking? Isn't he dead? So is it
It's
Mary Shaw and
Yeah,
this
she's,
guy?
it's a ventriloquist. She can.
But why is she
manipulate
saying,
everything?
"Hey, you can find your answers here"? Does she want to be discovered?
I think she wanted to kill him.
I think she wanted all
She's
those
trying to
dolls
set
to
him
kill
up.
him.
She's
Yeah.
trying to kill him.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
No, I don't think the ghost is trying to set him up, Ben, because I don't think the ghost is worried about going to jail. So.
you mean like that?
I'm not
She's trying to clear the.
Fucking idiot. I mean like that. Yeah, she's worried about prison time. I've been dead for 50 years, but boy, I don't want to go to prison.
This is at least 10 to 20. I can't do time like that.
So wait, Donnie Wahlberg shows up, right? Or
Right.
wait, are we
Yeah.
at the theater? Or
Yeah,
are we at
it's
her
like-
house?
Okay, I guess Wahlberg follows him to the
He
theater.
takes him at gunpoint there with the shotgun.
He gets to the dock, and
It's
the guy,
like
he sees
somebody
him going
dug up.
across.
When somebody dug up 100 graves, all the dolls are missing. When he's been tracking him. When did he have time? He thinks this guy dug up all.
Did you
He's
dig
like,
up the
Jamie, did
dolls?"
you dig up all the dolls? When did you have time to dig up 99 graves? I've been tracking you since the hotel.
So Jamie dug him up, refilled the dirt, and then he also had time to then go back again
and put them in their cases.
If I do remember right, they were shallow graves. He didn't dig very deep for those dolls.
Oh my goodness.
Well, hell's only a foot underground.
And here's another thing too. When this guy's digging, right, because he dug them all up again to find empty boxes.
Who dug them up? That's what I want to know.
Once he got to like 70, wasn't he like, you know
No.
what? They're probably none of them.
He's gonna do it by
Who
the book,
dug
damn
them?
it, because the mayor's
That's
up
what
his
I want
ass.
to know. Who dug these graves?
That was part of her request. Remember, she said she wanted all of her.
All of her dolls buried.
Dolls.
But who dug them up to put them back in there?
Yeah, if they were like vigilante and killed her because she killed the ginger, would they really be like, well, she did want this?
Let's honor
Why didn't they
that.
burn her?
We did cut her tongue out. slit
Yeah,
her
but who
throat.
dug them all up and put them back in the case? Was that
No,
just
it
something
was-
supernatural that
Yeah.
they teleported
I
there?
don't know.
You're not supposed to take a shit.
Or was
like
it
that.
Billy?
You know what I
happened to
think it
Billy?
is?
He was
Is they
missing
didn't
from-
Billy.
they didn't fill the boxes in. They've just left the dolls there. They're like, we're not going to all this work. We're not pulling every doll out, putting them in. That's what you're saying. They didn't take all the dolls out, put them
Yeah.
all in the box.
We'll give her Billy. What's her
Yeah,
favorite?
just Billy.
And by the way, when Billy was
Favorite.
missing, and he went over and talked to that doll in the rocking chair, I figured it was going to be Billy. No, just some other clown doll that
What the
appeared
fuck is
to
the
be
clown
there.
doll
Oh,
there?
it
What
was
is that?
like you said, it was the
Saw.
Saw
The
reference.
Saw,
Yeah, they had to have a
James
clown.
Wan and his fucking puppet fetish. They're not scary.
At least it wasn't riding a tricycle, I guess.
Have we
Dolls
gotten
and
to the
puppets
dolls?
are not
Have we gotten to
scary.
the dolls yet? The 101 on the wall. No, they're still outside, aren't they?
No, they're in
They're
there.
in there.
Yeah, they're in there, and there's all these dolls, and there's a clown in a chair, and I'm like, what the fuck?
It's
Yeah,
rocking.
why?
It
Had
was
to have
like
the
part
clown.
poltergeist, part
Yeah.
a lot of different things.
And Mary Shaw's talking through this thing, and then she
Sticks her tongue through it.
she's like, I killed your wife because she was
You
pregnant with you.
No, it was you are
Babe.
the last of the whatever
Linear,
bloodline.
the linear.
Yeah, the linear. That'll
There's
work.
also the 90-year-old decomposed corpse of that kid that you were talking about, all strung up.
On a marionette, yeah.
He's talking to. Mary Shaw can take the form of any puppet that she.
He's still got a lot of meat on him for being up there for 50 years.
I thought his eyeballs
Well, I thought
were
she
intact.
had,
She
What's her
probably
name?
fed him some souls.
Well, I thought she was working.
No, that makes
I thought she was
sense.
working on him to be the quote perfect,
Perfect
puppet until they killed her.
Right. Yeah, no, that's valid. I think you're.
That's how you make a
you're on
real
there.
doll.
So that's how he was. The ginger was.
The only problem is he rots.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting
No,
at.
I'm sure
It's
she
pretty gross.
preserved him.
But didn't she die?
I don't know.
Oh wait, did the ghost preserve him?
You just put some Botox.
Well, no, I meant.
She
I
went out and
think
bought this shit?
I shouldn't have
Put
to
him in
think
a
this hard on
pickle,
this
pickle
movie.
jar.
I'll save you for
Okay,
later.
so he wants to know from the doll what happened, and the doll keeps being like, "Come closer, and I'll whisper." it to you."
Yeah.
You get closer to the doll.
Yeah, this doll's talking.
I'd be like, "No, doll,
And
I
he's
can,
like, oh yeah, okay.
I can hear you fine.
I hear you. Talk to me, asshole."
Come closer.
yeah, what
And he
is
like
this?
puts its face.
He looks
up
over to
and-
Donnie Wahlberg for permission. Donnie Wahlberg goes, "Mm-mm," and he does it anyway.
Donnie Wahlberg's smart. He knows what the fuck's
Donnie Wahlberg is a bigger clown than this clown in this movie.
Does he shave in this?
I'm sure he is.
We get a
He's
quick
like,
one.
don't do it. Can't trust a clown.
So now the the ghost is trying to escape through the dolls one by one, which looks like shit. And
Yeah.
As Donnie Wahlberg
and-
blows
all
yeah,
these
he's
himself
dolls,
away.
they all go like-
Shotgunning them.
They all look down to the left
Yeah.
or the right.
they all look,
The
and
mouths
then
drop open.
Yeah.
And then she comes out of the clown.
it
And
goes
then,
from doll to doll.
And then you start to realize that the dolls are really weak. Donnie Wahlberg just has to hit them with his shotgun and they're dead.
And you also
It took them
realize that
way-
they ran out of an idea at this point and just said, "Set them on fire."
That's-
It took way too long for them to go, we gotta set him on fire.
That should have been
Pretty simple
initially.
solution to the problem.
What's scary about a doll, though, that you can beat with a baseball bat?
Nothing.
And it can't hurt you then.
This premise, I can't believe it scares people still to this day.
No.
How?
It's
Because Child's Play sparked such a franchise?
no, I think it's just this was meant for teenagers who find these.
Who-
Is this
things-
If
R?
you like
Is
Darkness
this-
Falls, we've got the next movie for you. It's for you.
What's up, Cobra?
It's a movie for you.
This movie is not for me. Darkness Falls is way better than this movie. That is a
Oh.
fact. Is this R or PG-13?
This?
If this is R...
I think it was R because there was quote gore in it.
Oh, there was
Wah.
some good effects in this.
I think it was the blood.
There
like-
were some good effects?
I thought there was some good
Oh,
effects.
yeah, her
There
makeup.
was bad
like, Mary
effects, but there
Shaw
was
at
some good
times
ones.
looked kind of alright.
Her makeup looked good. I
What
liked
the-
her.
One of,
I'm a puppet as well.
one of my favorite scenes in the movie. she starts chasing him down the hallway, and it just looks like she's on wheels. Like she's like, and they're like running, and she's just like, floating. It looks like a mannequin that somebody put on a skateboard. Just like pushed.
That's it.
I did forget to mention that, and it doesn't matter because we fucked up the linear part of this movie, but Mary Shaw did get turned into a doll at one point. They replaced her body with doll parts. Right?
Who did?
Mary Shaw.
What?
When they
Yeah,
buried
she
her.
requested. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So now that's why
Again,
that's why she looks like she
they're
does.
honoring her requests when
Going to an
She's
awful
a
lot
child
of work.
murderer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Donnie Wahlberg dies. Sadly, it's a sad death.
Yep,
He
Donnie
screams.
He gets darkness followed up into the air.
He starts falling, and he gets swooped right through the fucking mouth.
And she nails him there.
Dead.
And then his razor hits the ground. It's still going, firing away without its rightful owner.
God, that was a sad day.
So that Donnie Wahlberg goes.
He was not hanging tough there.
The building's on fire at this point.
Yeah, he goes back to his dad's house because
He thinks it's over.
isn't there like one more doll? Billy.
Billy.
wasn't there.
Well, Marion was playing with Billy earlier, I think.
Oh right, and he goes and gets him from Marion
And
then
finds
goes-
out what's his name's dead.
Yeah.
Marion's dead.
Not Marion, the
Dad.
other guy.
oh, the old man
Yeah. His Marion's sitting there
At
like...
any rate, like he decides he's gonna go to his dad's house
again.
for like the bit.
Have
time.
another argument.
There's a bunch of things I wrote down this ending, even though I've seen it before. I forgot it because I hated the movie last time and I put it out of my head. But there were questions I was asking this time watching it, like why would a paralyzed old man be on the top floor of a place with a bunch of spiral staircases and
Yeah.
stuff like that? And he's up, and I'm like, oh, he's dead. Okay, he died. And then no, he's not. He is dead, but he's a puppet.
Yeah, this is what I don't understand. When he goes back to get Billy from Marion, Marion's like, your dad took him. Was his stepmother puppeting him there to get Billy?
Oh my god!
Because he didn't walk there on his own. She didn't even see. She didn't even see. Don't mind me. She had like a black sheet over her. She's holding the wooden stick. Like she did say
This
his
is like
I
dad.
think she did.
This is
I
like
saw
a
your dad
modern-day,
take Billy, so that's
Weekend
why he
at
goes to
Bernie's
the
is
Billy.
what this is.
Bernie's still alive.
Jesus.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, then we get this like Saw-esque filler thing where it explains how everything was happening and what the plans were.
And then it shows like frame by frame it all coming together, just
Yeah.
the way Saw
The
does.
suit falls out his bag.
Yeah, you see the big wooden stick up his dad's head and spine. That he's a puppet himself, and the stepmother is Mary Shaw.
And she jumps at the camera.
Ah, that's what Blair Witch needed. A little right at the camera before it fell.
And that would have popped that up 4 points at least.
At
right?
least 2, probably. It wouldn't have been as fucking stupid.
I like that movie.
So do I. But what about this movie, Cobra? What'd you give this? Like that transition?
Wow, I don't.
Good to see
You have to go somewhere else first. I have to get everything together for
I got
this
it.
rating.
Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
Well, this was Darkness Falls to the Dummies, so
What came first?
I had to look back at my notes.
What came first?
I don't remember.
Darkness
look it up while
Falls.
you-
Did it?
Yeah.
Go
Darkness
ahead
Falls.
while I look it up. Go ahead.
And it was.
Well, I look back at my notes. I gave Darkness Falls a 3.5, so I can't give this thing any higher. I didn't like the coloring in the film, the blue. There was too much blue. Didn't like it. I figured out that the dad was dead halfway through the movie.
Everyone came.
You will respect my opinion.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna sit back.
The cheap lines, like there was too many lines where, at the beginning of the movie where I was saying to myself, they would never let this guy who's accused of murdering his wife leave the city. And then halfway through the movie, Donnie Wahlberg's like, I thought I told you not to leave the city. And then the boat scene where I know there was one boat. And then Donnie Wahlberg's like, what's the main character's name?
Jamie.
Jesse now.
Because Jesse's in another
And he
movie.
says like, Jesse,
You just
we
call
have
him
the only
Jesse.
2 boats. Whatever his name is. It was just cheap lines. Cheap jump scares, which is all modern horror is. I didn't like the rhyme. The rhyme didn't even rhyme.
Shaw and Dolls. What?
I didn't like the special effects. I sound terrible. I didn't like anything about this movie. 3.5.
Okay,
Acting was terrible.
Okay. So we know Darkness Falls was 2003 and this 2007.
And Darkness Falls was PG-13. What was this?
R. I'm pretty sure it was R.
I don't know. Old Ben. What do you give this one?
5 out of 10. I give it 3 for Donnie Wahlberg. 1 for Donnie Wahlberg's razor. And I give it 1 more because I like the scene where Joel got his head blown apart on Rolls. I liked it.
Alright.
I'd watch it again. Would watch again. 5 out of 10 would watch.
I think I have watched time. Yeah.
I've seen it twice.
And I like the scene coming down the hall. Like that one, I just burst out laughing every time I see that scene. So yeah, 5 out of 10.
Alright, Cobra.
This is kind of a Darkness Falls ripoff, but I don't think it's as good at all. Especially if it's R. Because there was nothing about this movie that made this R.
I can't.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
But, I would give this movie probably about a 4. It's not very good. The effects, I thought the makeup on Mary Shaw was alright. But whenever, like you said, whenever her faces is coming through the dummies and shit, it looks stupid. And the whole premise of the town being fucking cursed by this, it's been done a million times.
Oh my god.
I'm tired of it. I see it all the time.
Yeah, we run into that a lot.
Why don't these people...
But yeah, Donnie Wahlberg's character is kind of funny at times. He gets annoying with his one-liners because they're not that funny. But yeah, I think
inappropriate
this
at the time
is
of what's happening.
This is, I think, set for a teenage audience, even though it's R for some reason, because they throw a little bit of blood or anything.
It didn't seem that gory.
No.
I mean,
I wouldn't recommend this movie. I've seen it twice. It's not very good.
Okay, I gave it a 4. It was of the movies that we had to watch this week, this is the boring. So I think that has it working for it.
The most stuff happened.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens in this. If you have ADD, it's great. So a lot of fancy driving scenes, a lot of blue tint.
I'll tell you what had a lot of driving. Wolf Creek. A third of that movie takes place in a vehicle.
Yeah. The acting, it's okay. You got the warden from Shawshank in here, so doing okay.
Nobody knows
even
the greatest thing about Warden
He's a ventriloquist dummy.
Nobody knows his real name.
It's rated R. And one more correction, it did not make over 100 million. It only made 22 million. I was thinking of another movie that we will review here shortly, so.
It's gotta be Wolf Creek.
Yes.
Okay. I don't have that much else to say. You guys covered it pretty much. I think we're all in agreement, except you liked it a little bit more than
A little
us.
bit, but we're all within that 3 to 5 range.
It's okay. It's not the worst thing we reviewed. It's just kind of in the middle.
Another mistake, Wolf Creek did not gross over 100 million. Woman in Black grossed over 100.
Alright, you're done with the money facts.
Yeah, we're going to outsource that to somebody else.
What? No, I haven't written.
Can you read your own notes?
No, I can't.
That's the problem.
You usually can't either.
If you want to follow us on Facebook, it's facebook.com/horrorcasting. Twitter, it's @horrorcasting. You can email the show. We got all our requests in.
I got it.
Give me the key, you fucking cocksucker.
Anyway, you can email the
show. Give me the key, you fucking cocksucker.
What the fuck is it?
He'll flip you.
Flip you for real.
You can email the show. horrorcastings@gmail.com. We got our listener requests in. We're starting them next week. Thanks to those who put in your requests.
Yes, thank you all.
We think. Maybe not. Probably not. No thanks. Never mind. Scratch that. You can listen to us on iTunes.
No, we thank you for your movies, but we wish they were better movies you picked.
Yes.
Some of them.
That's a very civil way to put it.
Right?
Yeah. We thank you very much
We
for
love
your
the requests, but how about some better movies next time? Watch Night of the Creeps, guys.
I'm fine with Jacob's Ladder.
I've never seen
I've
that.
never seen
Jacob's
it.
Ladder's not a horror movie.
It's psychological.
It's got demons in it.
Right?
It doesn't have
Takes
no
place in
demons
the afterlife. I ruined everything for everybody right there by giving it away.
That's just how
Oh, fuck, he's dead? I've never seen it.
We'll find out.
Alright.
Yeah, no, I veto that one.
That's fine. Listen
You
to us
pray
on
won't be allowed back.
No, I will. I told you I got the Saturday thing going on.
Is this every...
It's been that way for a while now.
Well, then you'll have to watch it.
I've already seen it.
It doesn't matter.
Let me just tell you what happens. The movie fucks with your head.
That's fine.
He's dead.
I'll tell you
he's
what does.
dead from the start. How's that?
It's
They
all
ruined
right.
it.
Ah.
It doesn't ruin it.
Sixth
Yeah,
Sense.
It kind of
ripoff.
does ruin it.
Or they ripped off Sixth Sense.
No,
They came way before
yeah,
Sixth Sense.
That's what I said. Well, that's what I meant. Sixth Sense rips off.
This was like 93 or
90.
94. I don't know. It was early.
90.
Okay.
1990 is
So-
when
Just gonna review Jacob Ladder right now.
No, I want to watch it.
Okay, me too.
You're such a tough guy, McMahon.
iTunes, we're there.
Redfoot.
You can download us from there. Make sure to rate and review us.
When I was in
Subscribe to the show.
barbershop quartet in Skokie, Illinois.
She was orca fat.
This is
Can
the
compare to
episode that will not end. Stitcher.com, where it's a radio app. You can download it for your phone and listen to us on the go.
And somebody write in and say Darkness Falls isn't that bad.
No
Rate
one's
us on
gonna-
iTunes.
Yeah, we said that, but you probably forgot since we've been going on for 5 fucking minutes.
Rate us anyways.
Rate us again if you
didn't
Why me?
drive.
Why not Fenster or Hockney or McManus? Why me? Because you're stupid. Because you're a cripple.
Because you're weak.
Because you're weak.
we're part of the Horror Punks Network, horrorpunks.com. Check out some of their shows; they're pretty good. That's it. We're done. So, catch you next
My name's
week.
Verbal. People tell me.
And
I
just
talk
like
too
that,
much.
you'll never see him again.